Greetings, my tribe. Welcome to the huddle. I've been really busy lately because I finally started living life on life's terms. What I mean by that is that, for a long time, for 26 years, I was boggled down with the husband and kids, busy raising my daughters, everything I did for them. And it's like once I got a divorce and didn't have kids anymore, because they were grown, I just kind of like got really lazy. I didn't want to, I was just like, they were like, turns out they were like my fuel, my drive. They were what pushed me to success. And once they were gone, it was like, I won't do anything for me, It's kind of too, like, it comes down to self-esteem kind of thing. But anywho, I finally stopped scrolling all day and started really focusing on what I had to do, my to-do list. Okay, you got to take care of that oil change today. Okay, you got to call, AT&T. Okay, you got to do, and I got really busy. So this is part 2 of the Katt Williams thing. Now, mind you, I did listen to the video, the 2 hours, 46-minute video while I was washing dishes and cleaning my house. So anyone that tells you, wants to make a commentary on the video, on the interview, and hasn't watched the whole thing does not qualify. Okay, it's like watching half a movie and say, I didn't like that movie. And it's like, well, did you see the whole thing? Oh, no, I didn't see it. It was too long. It's 2 hours and 46 minutes. Well, then shut up. Either put up or shut up. I also hate it when people say, oh, all that stuff he's saying, everybody knows that. It's like when you try to talk about Black history and they're like, oh, everybody knows that. Well, if everybody knows it, then how come it's new to a lot of people? I mean, if you already knew they were molesting children in, or if you already knew P. Diddy was abuser, murder, allegedly, because I don't want to get sued, murder, whatever, abusing women and doing all these sex things with men and women and boys and little children. You didn't do anything about it. You're just making yourself look stupid by saying that, oh, I knew about it, but there's nothing I could do. You could have reported him several times to the authorities. How do you sleep at night? Now, as far as Katt Williams being upset about them stealing his thunder, stealing his jokes, his work, I totally get that. One day I was having sorry, I'm at Walmart. One day I was having a conversation with my daughter, and we're constantly talking when we're together. Different topics, I mean, really a variety of topics. And she was telling me how she really appreciated how her father and I put her in dance classes and put her in ballet and on the swim team, her and her sister, and how we had sacrificed to raise her. And I stopped her right there. I said, excuse me, that wasn't your dad, that was me. She's like, no, you and Dad. And I said, no, I'm not going to let you take that from me. I said, every time I took you to dance classes and every time I put you in the swim team, I had to hear him bitch and moan to put you in, and bitch you moan through the whole process. So no, I'm not going to let you give him credit for that. Now, we got into a big argument, but she backed down because I said, you are not going to take that. You are not going to take that from me. So I understand his stance on that. When you work so hard and so long on something and you're the one doing all the long hours and getting up early to take the kids to the swim meet and every weekend and mopping floors, he wouldn't pay for the ballet classes. So I had to get up early on Saturday morning and go in there and mop these dance floors. And you know how filthy those floors are? I was mopping so hard, I looked up one day in the big mirrors they have there, and I was purple. Okay, I am not purple. So yeah, I worked my little ass off. And so she could take dance classes there, and he's gonna get the credit? That motherfucker ain't getting no credit for me. So yeah, I completely understand that he's upset because someone stole his material. Yeah, I worked damn hard on that, those jokes, and developed those jokes, refined those jokes, and he also collaborated with Mark Curry on those jokes to refine them for his audience enjoyment. And then Cedric goes and steals them and says, geez, how do I do it to steal this joke? Oh, I know what I'll do. I'll change it into a spaceship. That's some bullshit. And now his excuse, he says, well, I don't believe I ever heard him. I don't believe I ever heard him do a spaceship joke. Ain't that a bitch? I love how he talked about the way Hollywood, and you've seen this might have happened to you in your employment. They try to write you off and feel like you were crazy for quitting because, you know, you and they know that you quit because they didn't pay you enough. But then they tell all your coworkers, oh no, it's because she had an employee, so she had an attitude, so we had to let her go. Fuck that. No. You know the truth. And the same thing happened to him. People say, oh, he's a drug addict. Oh, he's probably high. I was talking to my sister a little bit about the interview, and she said, oh, well, you know him. He's a drug addict. Oh, my God. I mean, you know, it's just terrible what they do to them. But, you know, like he said, I saw what they did to Jesus, so I had an idea of what they were going to do to me. So I thought that was really interesting and very noble of him, because it takes true balls to tell the truth, and most people won't do it. And I tell you what, I really hate the way Dave Chappelle is out there dancing like a little shoe shine house slave, trying to cater to the white bosses, making fun out of them. Katt Williams, what the hell? Katt Williams said that he admired him, and now he's turning around and backstabbing him. And let me tell you why, because he wants that bag. It's all about the money. Dave Chappelle is a whore too, because he's selling him out because he wants that money. He's thinking, oh no, I don't want to lose my bag now. Wait a minute, one thing's telling the truth, but I'm in good terms with these guys now. I don't want to be losing my bag. And I don't blame him for not wanting to lose his bag, but all he has to do is shut his mouth and he won't lose the bag. Or come out and say, oh man, I appreciate that you commented on me, and just kind of skip over it. You know, he could do that, but no, he's out there laughing on the fact that Katt Williams said that he read 3,000 books every year for the first, I don't know how many years. But so what if the guy's a speed reader? How do you know? And why are we focusing on that? It makes no sense, you know? So they're just grabbing at straws, but nobody says he's lying, right? Nobody says he's lying about what he's saying. So I just think that's just horrible. But a lot of people are rallying around him. Pay attention to who's rallying around him and who isn't. And that'll tell you a lot. That'll tell you tons about people's character. Because they will show you your asses in that moment. They will show you their asses in that moment. I'm sorry, I'm tired. I didn't get much sleep. You will learn a lot about a person by just listening to what they say and not commenting. Just take notes. Let them talk. And they will tell you exactly if they can be trusted or not, and what kind of character they have, and most of all, what are their priorities, money or integrity? You will learn more about a person by listening to what they say to other people than by asking them questions yourself. When he talked about Ricky Smiley constantly complaining about why he didn't get movie roles and blaming others, you can tell that he really didn't blame others. He just told you what happened. But he didn't blame others for not getting higher than he is, because he works hard. And like he said, if you're not willing to do the work, well then shut up. If you're going to complain all through the whole process, then shut up. I think his biggest beef is that you cannot be successful in Hollywood by merit. You have to sleep with somebody. And I mean, this goes back to the what is it called? The director's couch from back in the day, that they made these women fuck their way up. I mean, come on, that's not fair. If you're talented, you're talented. Why do I have to sleep with your ass, your ugly toad-looking ass? Harvey Weinstein. Why do I have to suck you because, oh, I want that movie role? No. I know a couple of actresses that really made it big because he used to visit her trailer all the time. They said he used to visit her trailer all the time, Harvey Weinstein. And she made a string of major movies. Both JLs, actually. But what Katt is saying is, why can't you just appreciate my work and let it go at that? I mean, when someone goes to do construction on your house, you know, they're not expected to fuck you for doing the job right. Right? Am I wrong? Why is entertainment the only business that you have to fuck your way in? That's what he's fighting for. This is the Me Too type of thing too, but people are refusing to see it that way. I mean, why is it that there was no food on the set of Purple, The Color Purple? That's what Taraji P. Henson was, she wasn't complaining about that. She was complaining about not getting paid enough. I don't know why she did it. You know what? I mean, first of all, she's been in the business long enough to make her demands and stick to them. See, people want to make demands, but they don't want to stick to them. Until we stand up and say that's unacceptable, nothing's going to change. I talked to a friend of mine that charges $35 an hour to take care of elderly people. And I was charging like $15 an hour to take care of children. She told me, oh no, the way things are going up, you need to ask for $25 an hour and they can either pay it or keep stepping. So I started doing that, and it was a little uncomfortable at first. But let me tell you, people pay it, okay? The right people that, really want good child care for their children will pay it. As a matter of fact, I picked up 2 more clients. It's crazy, but I value myself. I'll sit on the couch instead of working for less. You have to know your worth and stand by it. Why didn't they provide food for those black actresses in The Color Purple? If they were white, they would have had excellent catering in abundance. But because they're black, they just feel like, let them make their own way. They also didn't have rent-a-cars to get to the studio to film. It's ridiculous. But why do we put up with it? It's our own fault. You eat shit, I'll keep giving you shit. And that's what they do. It's up to us to stand up. Viola Davis has been complaining about that. Monique's been complaining about that. Even though Monique gets too vulgar sometimes with that S my D. That's ridiculous. She's too old to be talking that way. That's the talk of a 10-year-old. Anyway, I mean, even Katt Williams doesn't say stuff like that. She has some emotional issues, I'm sure, and I wish her the best. Because I think she's a great person. With a great heart, I just think people have hurt her too much. But anyway, yeah, we have to take a stand. And see, Dave Chappelle is not worried about you. Dave Chappelle's got his back. You know how I know Dave Chappelle doesn't give a shit about you? Is when they wanted to build that housing project there in his neighborhood. And he said, no, absolutely not. If you build that here, I'm going to withdraw my money from this community. What the fuck? Couldn't he just make it a nice, couldn't he just ensure, kind of supervise a little bit, give suggestions on how to make it really a nice housing project, and really, maybe he could donate and put some, community centers there to help his people. No, he didn't want to be bothered. He don't want those riffraff in his neighborhood. That's when he showed you how he feels about you. But y'all don't care. You just see what you want to see and ignore the rest. I don't understand. People are showing you that you can kiss their ass, and you still kiss their ass. But I mean, you still support them. I love the way Katt talked about Prince and his relationship with Prince, And I also liked about, I loved how he said he helps people, that when he sees someone's in need, he helps them. And he sends them money, and it doesn't have to be like, he'll send like a woman over there to give him money and not tell who it's from. And how he likes to be around women because they're just more pleasant to be around. He believes that they do a better job. So do I. I've worked with a lot of men at a prominent hospital I used to work for in Los Angeles. And men tend to be lazier. They tend to not follow direction because they feel like they don't like other people telling them what to do, especially women. And yeah, when things were slow at the desk, at the front registration desk, I would start cleaning the computer, cleaning the phones off, cleaning the desk. And women, we do stuff like that. Men feel like they're above that, and they won't do it. It can be as filthy as hell. That keyboard was disgusting, and the phone had people's earwax ring around it, and they wouldn't clean it off because men feel like, I don't do housekeeping. I'm a man. Anyway, so women usually do far and beyond. And I appreciated that he said that. I appreciated that he said he does help other people down and out, and especially comedians, that he takes comedians on tour with him. He tries to give them a space in which to flourish, and he doesn't ask them to be a servant or to suck them off to do it. You know what I mean? And that's just really refreshing. That you have that kind of power and that you don't wield it maliciously is very, very admirable. How when he goes to do shows in different towns, he always kicks some back to them. Like he'll give $10,000 to a charity in their town or a homeless shelter or something. Because he feels like, you invited me to your town to do a show, so I want to give back. And I love that, because I love that because I'm the kind of person that I will buy someone's groceries in the grocery store, or I'll the other day I saw a homeless person outside of a gas station, and I took him a big hot chocolate with 2 donuts. I just do stuff like that. I bought another homeless lady some Chick-fil-A sandwich and a cup of coffee. Just because I see the need, and I just fill the gaps, and I love it, and I enjoy it a lot, and I believe that that's the way God wants us to be. Forget the tithes. I never go to church, and a white man can never preach to me because they don't live the word, as most of them, as far as I can see. That's why I'm no longer Jehovah's Witness, but I'll go into that on other video. But I quite enjoyed that. That he pointed that out. When Shannon asked him why did he adopt those 8 kids, for Christ's sake, but he said because if there was a God, what would God think of me if I didn't? And that's so true. He did not want. I heard that, or I read somewhere that he did not want his baby's mama's children to go into the system because she was on drugs or something like that. And he wanted his child to be with the siblings, so he adopted the siblings. And I think that's wonderful. Kids are pretty easy sometimes. Yeah, it's a lot of responsibility, a lot of work. But when you give them love and you thank God he does have the money to have people help him. But that still doesn't take off the responsibility, the fact that the responsibility for that child still falls on you. And like you said, I like it when he said that he doesn't raise anyone over 18. I think that's completely valid because, you put in all the information and all the love and all the morals and stuff that you can into them before they turn 18. And if it doesn't work out, it just don't work out, okay? And sometimes it just don't work out. Like my daughter, one of my daughters is not speaking to me right now, and she hasn't spoken to me in about a year. And then we spoke for a couple of months before the whole molestation thing with her father happened, whatever. But that's another story. You can listen to my other videos. I'll tell you about the whole drama. But yeah, sometimes it just doesn't work out. Sometimes you put everything into the plot. You put everything into the plant. You nurture it. You watch over it. You do everything you possibly can, and the plant just don't grow. Okay, the plant just don't grow. As a matter of fact, the roots start to rot, and then it's just like mush. Okay, so that's just what it is. But at least you try. At least you tried. If one of those kids end up being a drug addict, criminal, or whatever the heck, that's on them. They had the opportunity to do good, and it's all a choice. You know what I mean?